buds. They coming to the mic, talking about the food they hate, talking about the food they like. Two fools gonna fight, but only one food can be right. Taste buds, man, yeah, they coming to the mic. I'm talking taste buds.
The buddies are back. Joe and Sal. It's Taste Buds. What's up, Taste Buddies?
Oh boy. How you doing?
We got a banger today.
This is what we would call a banger. I think people are very opinionated on these. I think people have a clear-cut favorite. I think some people would also dislike them and be vocal about it. I think we have a pretty polarizing matchup today.
I agree. Some people would call these beverages breakfast beverages.
Yeah.
Some people would call them nighttime beverages.
It's interesting.
After dinner beverages.
After dinner beverage, 100%.
Dessert, not dessert beverage meaning a dessert drink, but something you have with
dessert. Yeah, both of them play those roles. I will say though, and we're not saying who we choose yet, but tea does have a sleep time component to it, whereas coffee, you stay away from it at all costs in your bedtime for the most part.
Yes, unless you can have some decaf, right?
Oh yeah, but who's doing that? So you think people pound decaf right before bed?
I think people,
chamomile, something like that.
I think plenty of people after dinner, or you stop into a diner after a show, whatever it is, are going to get a cup of decaf because they enjoy the flavor.
Yeah.
Decaf
coffee. Can it, in your opinion, and from your experience and knowledge, can it muster up the bold flavor that people are accustomed to? What happens when you decaffeinate the beans? Or when do you lose any of the flavor profile? Or is there a decaf coffee that is just as rich and good and deserving of the accolades as a regular coffee?
I would think that it must lose something, because when you look at the selection of decaffeinated coffee, it's a far, far smaller selection, and not just because...
Well, it's less of a market share. A lot of people that drink coffee are addicted to coffee, and they're addicted to the caffeine.
Well, yeah. But I would say, too, I would think that there would be some, plenty of people drink tea for the caffeine, too. And you've got plenty of decaffeinated flavors of teas. I don't know. Maybe there are many decaffeinated flavors of coffees, but I've noticed when I go to the supermarket, if you look in the coffee section, you're decaffeinated. There's like one or two.
Yeah, they're not. Versus
dozens of regular coffees. So I'm assuming something must happen.
But there is way more decaffeinated tea, yeah? Options?
I've noticed, because there's more there's sleepy time tea,
right.
But there's more bedtime related tea products I've seen than, and also too, tea is good for you when you're sick, so you'll find decaffeinated teas that are sick related because they've got ginseng in the or not ginseng, but something. They got something in them, pimp. I don't remember. But the point is they have plenty of teas that you should drink when you're sick that don't have caffeine, because you don't want to be all hopped up with the flu.
I didn't realize how you decaffeinate coffee or tea. There are several ways to decaffeinate coffee, but the most prevalent is to soak them in a solvent. Did you know that? I mean, it never really crossed my mind, but I didn't think it would be soaking them in a solvent.
Usually methylene chloride. Oof.
What? Or ethyl acetate. Neither sound healthy.
Caffeine is then drawn out by the solvent.
Solvent is a fun word to say, but I don't know if I want solvent mingling with my beans.
The answer to is the decaffeination process safe? The answer is yes, it is.
Well, I hope so.
Who knew?
Is decaf coffee bad for you, though? Because is the only thing that's frowned upon in coffee the caffeine? So does, in essence, decaf coffee take care of that?
It's the caffeine, but also, too, drinking copious amounts of coffee is not great for you.
Wait, why is decaf coffee good for you? Drinking decaf coffee has also been linked with a small but significant reduction in the risk of premature death, as well as death from stroke or heart disease.
There you go.
A small but significant. Well, which one is it?
Well, I think you could be small and significant.
Decaf coffee, can you scroll up a second? Decaf coffee may reduce the risk of developing type 2 diabetes.
Huh, that's interesting. Decaffeinated coffee, or decaf, is similar in taste and appearance to regular coffee, but contains very little caffeine. There is no evidence to suggest that drinking decaf is bad for a person's health. It may even share some health benefits of regular coffee. I know drinking regular coffee is, in technical sense, good for you. I think drinking incredible amounts of it is very bad for you, I would think.
Is coffee good for you? Not only can your daily cup with Joe help you feel more energized, burn fat, and improve physical performance, it may also lower your risk of several conditions, such as type 2 diabetes, cancer, and Alzheimer's, and Parkinson's disease. In fact, coffee may even boost longevity. Did not know any of that.
You know, yeah, I cut back on coffee recently, and I have noticed a difference. I've noticed a change. There is something about your overall energy through the day that's
Meaning you drag more.
Yeah, that's not as good. But I also notice it makes me drink way more water, which is good.
Let's put tea up to the same test, please. Numerous studies have shown that a variety of teas may boost your immune system, fight off inflammation, even ward off cancer and heart disease. While some brews provide more health advantages than others, there's plenty of evidence that regularly drinking tea can have a lasting impact on your wellness. What we're gathering here is both seem to have some benefits, positive benefits, and not too many negatives.
Yeah, yeah. Now that's I'm
But
assuming
people get addicted to coffee and they have to wean off of it, where they got the shakes and the headaches and they need it or they crash. And so I don't, that's not, I mean.
Well, I mean, I think you got to be in pretty bad shape to be getting the shakes from a lack of caffeine.
Well, people that are like, don't talk to me before I had my coffee. Like the people that are in the morning, they're like, I need my goddamn coffee or I can't function.
Well, look, it's a shot in your ass. It'll wake you up, But I don't think that's a terrible thing. I think that's way more of a brain habit than anything else. But
Here's some fun little facts. Go ahead, read them.
real quick,
Yeah.
I think this is all based on the assumption that you are drinking the tea and the coffee straight, that you're not dumping
For sure.
sugar or Splenda or cream or milk.
Yeah, we're talking
into
about it that it's. I mean, make it however you like it, but tea bags on your eyes can reduce swelling and puffiness.
I knew
Placing
that.
2 steeped tea bags on your eyes can reduce the dreaded dark circles, puffy red eyes, and soothe your face. You can bathe in tea.
And
it actually works. Bathing in green tea can help detoxify and soothe your skin. Give it a try.
Oh, I'd like to take a tea bath. Wouldn't you?
I mean, yeah, something about that sentence felt weird, but I guess I would. Yeah.
Coffee predominates in the
It sounds like,
Americas and
I
in
don't know,
continental
fetish or
Europe, while tea is preferred in most of Asia and former Soviet Union.
Aggregating data on 79 countries. Coffee and tea blocks. Coffee predominates in the Americas. I think we already knew that going in. The coffee craze in the United States is at critical mass, and tea, of course. Let's see. Where did coffee come from originally? I read the last couple. You do it, babe.
The original domesticated coffee plant is said to have been from Harar, and the native population is thought to be derived from Ethiopia. That makes sense. With distinct
coffee,
nearby populations in Sudan and Kenya, coffee was primarily consumed in the Islamic world, where it originated. What year? Is this
tea
like?
is going to rock your world as far as what year.
I don't know.
Tea, like dinosaurs were drinking tea.
15th century.
Oh, maybe I'm wrong. The earliest credible evidence of coffee drinking or knowledge of the coffee tree appears middle of the 15th century in Yemen.
I think these are both like land before time level,
History of tea. I think ancient shit there. Third century
Jesus
AD.
God.
So just about 1,800 years earlier.
Wow. That is wild.
Incredible record of drinking day. A medical text written. It first became known to Western civilization through Portuguese priests and merchants in China during the 16th century. So Western civilization, actually, tea came a little bit after.
1,200 years earlier.
3rd century, AD. I thought it said BC. My bad.
That's okay. I'll let it slide.
Coffee influenced the course of history.
The salt once people figured... Wait, the salt... Why is that capitalized?
I don't know what that means.
The salt once people figured out how to roast the seeds of the coffee plant in the 1400s. Coffee took over the world. In doing so, it fueled creativity, revolutions, new business ventures, literature, music.
It was like the first
and
cocaine.
slavery. Jesus Christ.
What?
It started everything.
It was like the first cocaine.
Yeah.
Like people drank coffee. It fueled creativity, revolutions, and new business ventures, literature, and music. Just down coffee. And, yo, man, you want to start a small wheel business?
But I mean, look, the tea's no slouch. You had the Boston Tea Party, right? That was a big, right?
Sure, I know all about that one.
Tea met sugar, forming a power couple that altered history. Tea also helped fuel one of the worst blights on human history, the slave trade. So both of these were responsible.
Well, you got a product all the way back then. I mean, how people, I guess.
All right. So we're going 3rd century versus 15th century. Most of these things, most of the qualities of these drinks, both are beneficial, much more so than detrimental. Very few setbacks, mostly pros to drinking either of these beverages plain, of course. They fall during the same meals. As we've learned, decaf versions of each are safe. Let's talk about who took which.
Let's talk about who took which.
Now, why would you pick tea other than to get completely pummeled on this today?
I began drinking coffee later in life. I was never addicted to coffee. I enjoy it. I like a strong, bitter, darker roast than the lighter roast, although I hear the lighter roasts are more caffeinated. But I can appreciate coffee. I didn't have it until like my 20s, and I didn't really start drinking it until like the last maybe 5-ish plus years where I have it. I'll always have it after a great meal. I'll have it like a cappuccino or an espresso or something like that. But like a coffee midday, sometimes when we're filming, I do it because Gatto drinks coffee like 5 cups a day, and he'll send out for it, and so like sometimes I'll just like tag on. But tea I've had from a very young age. I associate it with like, my mom used to give me like tea and like not crackers but like cookies. I always like dunking in tea, and like whenever I had a cold, I always had tea. If it was a sore throat,
sure.
Or cold, my grandparents, I used to live with them. They always gave me tea. I found it weird growing up for me, and tell me if you agree with this, but I don't know if it was a stigma or it's true and we're just out of control now. But at what age do you feel a child or a person can start drinking coffee and it not be frowned upon? Any age? Like I know, like my friend was he was first generation. When you're first generation, second generation Italian? Your parents are from Italy, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of my second generation Italian friends, coffee was very prevalent in their lives as children. Even like they would have like my grandparents, same thing that they did. Like they would like butter bread and like dip it in their coffee. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And my friends did that, and it blew my mind because, again, coffee to me was an adult thing. Like you heard it like Sanka, or my grandfather used to roast that Wanvel, that was it Busta, that really strong yellow coffee.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, it comes in the
Bustelo?
yellow pack.
Yeah. Cafe Bustelo.
I like that stuff.
That shit is strong. It's espresso ground coffee, but I never really dabbled. Like now, and we might do a Starbucks versus Dunkin' episode, which we think would be a powerhouse fight. But I think because of the boom in the United States about what coffee is and how they mask it with pumps of caramel and macchiatos and fraps and whipped cream and
I can't be bothered with any of it.
All that, but that's how they get the kids in. And now the kids are hooked on caffeine and sugar. My nieces are 14 and 16. They just turned 14 and 16. They've been drinking coffee for a few years each. It always blows my balls off because I'm like, you have no business drinking coffee. That's insane. And then
I think coffee
people in my family
before-
told me I'm crazy. That's an antiquated notion.
I don't agree. I think coffee before the age of 16 is nuts.
It is, right?
I think it's nuts.
But
and I think the only way to appreciate it before.
Oh, you're talking about having the palate for it.
Well, no,
I'm
saying
is it
no.
Morally,
I'm saying
to give a 10-year-old kid a cup of coffee.
I'm saying no, it's wrong. I think
Yeah.
because of what coffee is meant to do for you, but also I think that the palate of a child under 16 or 17, usually on average, is not any is the palate that somebody that's not going to appreciate it unless it's got sugar and a ton of shit dumped into it. And now you're drinking something that's just as sugary as soda and even more caffeinated.
It's an epidemic,
and
folks.
Even potentially more
we can
addicting.
get serious for a moment here on Taste Buds.
I don't get it. A kid drinking coffee is odd to me. I don't understand, and I don't approve of your family, quite frankly.
Major health organizations like the American Academy of Pediatrics suggest children under the age of 12 should not eat or drink any caffeine-containing food or drinks. Older than 12, caffeine intake should fall in a range of no more than 85 to 100 milligrams a day. What's in a cup of coffee? 200? Tea? And also, which is stronger? And I believe it might be tea.
Tea's much stronger.
Yeah, but that's weird because I don't hear don't give kids tea.
Very happy to say that our podcast is being sponsored still by BetterHelp. Great service from great people. They're there to help you with whatever that thing that might be interfering with your happiness is, whatever that thing that might be preventing you from achieving your goals. Look, in all seriousness, we joke a lot on this show. I have spent many years battling a lot of these things, and I have yet to see a service that is so accessible and so fast and so user-friendly like BetterHelp.
I'm not sure I really know anything like it because it's not like one of these crisis hotlines. It's actually connecting you with professional licensed therapists that suit your needs within under 48 hours online. You're getting professional counseling basically at your fingertips, which I don't know. I don't know who else is doing something like that.
Well, and also too, and it's about time. I mean, it's why for so long has therapy only been you have to get up, you have to get in the car, you have to drive to the office, you have to sit down with the person, you have to figure out if they're taking new patients, you have to do. It's so much crap that gets in the way of you being able to help yourself in a way that should honestly be as convenient as being able to get a pain relief pill.
It is, and you can log on to your account anytime. That's number one. Number two, it's worldwide. There's a ton of reviews on the site. Go on, click on one, read what people say about it. It's at betterhelp.com/reviews. And visit betterhelp.com/tastebuds. That's BetterHelp, HELP, and join 1 million people who have taken charge of their mental health with an experienced professional. Don't just bounce something off your dumbass friends. They're not licensed. They're not professional. They're not going to give you the expertise you need. You want to take our special offer as a Taste Buds listener and get 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/tastebuds.
I want to talk about Grammarly, an online writing assistant. And the reason I want to talk about it is because I do a lot of writing. And when you're writing, it's little things that are going to trip you up. It's little dumb mistakes. It's having to go back and recheck things.
Yeah.
It's having to go back and proofread. It's not catching something. And those mistakes can not only take up your day, they can also be very embarrassing.
You ever not proofread? Hit send and then hate yourself for a couple hours after that?
Yeah, it's brutal. It's brutal. So Grammarly has offered this great free service that will check things like spelling errors and such.
In real time.
In real time. But they now have Grammarly Premium, which is going to give you real-time suggestions on your writing so you can get to your next item on your list in record time. And what I mean by that is they're going to give you clarity suggestions so you can get your message across quickly, more clearly, not using unnecessary words,
less
not repeating
redundancies.
words.
They replace overused words, which is, I think, is if you're looking to at least improve your vocabulary, maybe in a work setting, if you're sending a work email, because you could do it on your desktop and stuff, but you could also do it with texts and things like that. So
Pretty cool.
If you want to just make sure you sound more professional, it's like you're having someone proofread for you.
You're also getting vocabulary suggestions. No more searching for synonyms. Grammarly Premium will offer suggestions to replace overused words and phrases. I can't tell you how helpful that is and how often I'm going to thesaurus.com to look up words that I'm not thinking of or whatever. So you can use it on your phone. You can use it on your favorite browser. You can use it seamlessly with Microsoft Office. That helps. So get yourself into some Grammarly, all right? So get yourself into some Grammarly. You won't be sorry.
Hit send with confidence and get your point across more effectively with Grammarly Premium. Get 20% off of Grammarly Premium by signing up at Grammarly.com/tastebuds. I'm going to spell that for you. It's 20% off. That's great. It's Grammarly. That's Grammarly.com/tastebuds.
Well, here's the thing.
8-ounce cup of coffee, 95. So they're saying a kid just over 12 could have a cup of coffee a day, and it's not too bad for you.
Here's the thing. here's the thing with tea, and this has always been my problem with tea. I like tea. I associate it far too closely to being sick and to bedtime to ever want to drink it regularly. I just don't want to drink it regularly. And
I think tea is the liquid of the gods. I mean, the monks have it.
I'm not feeling it, man. And I find, and I will say this too, drinking.
Well, let's just say right now, Joe has chosen coffee and I have chosen tea.
I thought we said it already.
I don't believe that we did.
No, I did. I said, why would you choose tea other than to get completely pummeled?
I thought that
today?
was a question you were posturing in general.
Oh no, you chose tea,
That's right.
and you will be destroyed.
Your boy chose tea.
But my
And I'll put
but my
iced
point
coffee
is
up
this.
against ice. I'll put iced tea up against iced coffee any day of the week.
Yeah, I mean,
You're
what do
gonna
we?
You're gonna
that's
take
a different. You know, that's a different argument. And but
all it is,
that said,
all it is though, if we're talking pure on pure, you make coffee and you put ice in it. And you make tea, you put
I'll
ice
tell
in
you
it.
this.
I'm taking
I'll
that
tell you
iced
this.
tea over iced coffee, boo.
I'll tell you this. Plain tea, which is the only way I drink it, versus plain coffee, which is the only way I drink it. It just can't even hold a candle to it. Like tea needs sugar, it needs honey.
I don't agree.
It needs something, man.
What about all the varieties of teas? I mean, coffee, you have different roasts, sure, but they're all kind of, I mean, you might have notes of, one might have the notes of, whatever, all the different notes coffee has, I get it. But just as varied are the breadth of tea options you have at any given restaurant anytime. They bring over a beautiful chest. It looks like the Ark of the Covenant.
Look.
They open that shit up, and there's everything from citrus teas to mint teas to chamomile teas to Earl Greys. It's a breakfast tea. It's a high noon tea. It's a put you to bed tea. It's if you don't feel well tea. They got the throat coat. They got everything you can imagine. There's
just right there what you just said. Throat coat. It just sounds like hospital drink.
But what I'm saying is there's a tea for every need and desire. There's a tea for every meal. There's a tea for every hour of the day. And there's a tea for every function. It promotes immunity and health. It helps you when you're sick. It warms you up.
Okay.
It's good for dunking and eating. You could have it with a nice toast.
You can have it with all kinds of things.
Yeah,
but that doesn't speak to my point.
I think tea is more versatile.
Plain tea.
You throw some ice in it. You have it with a sandwich and chips.
Plain tea flavor. An unsweetened iced tea is a real letdown as much as I do. I mean, what are we talking about here?
It can be.
What are we talking about here?
It can be.
Nobody likes the unsweetened better than the
No, I only drink unsweetened.
That's all I drink too because I have to. But you tell me
I only drink it because I want to.
No, bullshit. You tell me there's a Snapple on that table versus an unsweetened tea. You're grabbing the unsweetened tea.
I will not drink a Snapple regular. I will not.
Why?
I've weaned off of like sugar like that.
I'm not
decades
saying
ago.
I understand. I'm not saying what you do because you do it because
Which is
it's the right
taste
thing
better
to do.
blind? The one with the poison in it.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Whereas I actually believe that coffee black tastes better than coffee with sugar and a bunch of shit dumped into it.
I will give you the fact that a black coffee tastes better. And for people who drink coffee, a black coffee with nothing in it and no sugar, I think the people would enjoy more than your average person that, you know what? I don't know what I'm trying to say exactly.
Neither do I.
I was agreeing
I'm
with
lost.
you, but as I'm going through it, I don't necessarily agree. I think if you're a tea person, you'll take the unsweetened tea. If you're a coffee person, you'll take the unsweetened coffee.
Of course, you'll take it, but I'm saying who is kicking back? Maybe a lot of people. I don't know. A
cool, refreshing glass of iced tea by the pool with a lemon in it.
We already did iced tea
Just
versus
a lemon?
lemonade, babe. We don't need to go down that road again.
I know, but iced coffee is nowhere near as
Okay, but
versatile
we're not.
as iced tea.
We're not talking the ice versions of these
Okay,
drinks. We're
fair
talking
enough.
the hots. We're
Fair
talking
enough,
the
but
hots.
we didn't distinguish that in the polls again.
All right. But I think people know coffee
we should
and
take
tea.
a moment. All right.
Nobody's arguing from the standpoint of iced coffee.
Shout out Lisa Gale, Coffee Tea or Be With Me. Look it up.
All right, fair enough. Love you, Lise. Anyway, this is my point. I know a lot of people, as you know.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people, Sal.
Yeah, you know people.
I know a lot of people. I know a lot of people that don't drink coffee.
The number one way I would describe you for people who are like, Joe DeRosa, what's he like? And I say, well, I'll tell you something right now. He knows people.
Thank you. I don't know many. I'd be hard pressed right now to think of one person I know that sits down and gets excited about dunking a tea bag into hot water and just drinking it plain. I don't know. I don't know if I've seen anybody I know do that without adding something else to it.
That's all I do.
I've never seen you do that.
I do it.
You do it in secret because it's shameful?
No, I do it all the time. As a matter of fact, room service in hotels, I always get tea. Because they give you the little pot. They usually wrap it in a little saran wrap so it stays hot for a couple hours. And I like going back to it.
So I do that with coffee. They bring a pot of coffee to your room. Nothing feels more manly than a pot of coffee showing up at your door on a little silver platter. One of those ceramic cups.
Let's navigate through that entire sentiment. You said nothing feels more manly, so there's nothing else more manly than this, is what you're saying.
I'm saying for me.
You said nothing feels more manly.
I'm saying for me.
You could throw a hatchet at a tree, split it in half. No, coffee at the door. Okay.
No,
nothing
old school.
You could take out a bear with a bow and arrow. You could hang glide off a mountain into a ravine.
I got it.
You could box someone in a championship fight.
Right.
You could join
Nothing
the
feels
army.
more manly than
anything that's
picking
manly.
up
Get on a hog.
that
Get on a nice
aluminum-
motorcycle, a chopper.
that aluminum.
Nothing feels more manly
That aluminum
than getting a pot of coffee delivered
Yes.
to your room
Yes.
on a nice, cute little silver tray. You said.
Yeah. Well, I like a silver tray. That's my business. Okay. Maybe I don't go by the standard definition of what a
But
man
you said
is.
nothing is more manly
But
than
my
a
point
cute
is-
little tray
my
being
point
delivered
is
to
you
you.
pick
Is there a
up-
doily involved?
You pick up that silver thermos thing with the black plastic head on it.
Yeah.
And you pour it into that white ceramic cup. I mean, you're Dabney Coleman, babe. It's like you're an old school dude. It's great.
I don't know. I picture tea relating to sages and wise men. I picture tea.
Okay.
I picture tea relating back to the ancient ruins, to the people that built our societies. They drank tea. They drank tea to calm themselves, to enlighten themselves, to boost their immunity. I just feel like tea is just I feel like it's. I connect it to wise, smart people that help build the earth.
Coffee houses that stretched across the Arab world and eventually Europe became not only the internet of their day, spreading gossip and news, but also centers of discussion that fostered important cultural, political, and scientific information. I'm glad you point this out, Pim, because that's something. No, because that's something that. And I'm going to say it. Nobody's ever said this. Let's go discuss Occupy Wall Street over a cup of tea.
Are you insane?
Let's go discuss the election over a cup of tea.
Just Google high tea and let him read what comes up.
Hey, let's
Google
go.
high tea.
Let's go to the
Google it.
Hey, I have to work on my screenplay.
parties.
I'm going to the tea shop.
Yeah.
Oh,
What is high tea? Okay.
It's tea in the afternoon.
Afternoon tea, high tea. It's a cultural cornerstone. And just as I just related tea to the wise old sage up in the Himalayas, I also relate tea to the little, beautiful, burgeoning young girl who is playing with her dolls, and it's fostering her creativity, and they're all sitting around having a little tea party, right?
Snooze.
So tea from a young age to an older age. But I never hear people like, I can't drink tea, I'm addicted to the caffeine, even though why is that? Why don't people, because especially if tea has more caffeine in it, why is it not an issue like coffee is?
Sounds like it is. You're talking about getting full pots delivered to your room and going back to it and wrapping it in saran wrap. You might have a tea addiction. You don't even know it.
You know, you could also get at every single coffee house where all that's going on? Tea.
Yeah, but they're not called tea houses, are they?
They're not.
No,
but
there's a reason for that. With all their variety and all their bullshit,
they're
not called tea houses.
There are tea dedicated stores. I go into stores that have aisles and aisles of loose leaf tea where you weigh the tea.
No, there are stores dedicated to dildos. What does that mean?
Right?
There's a store for everything you're looking for out there.
I don't know if it's
I'm
just
talking
dildos.
about popularity.
I feel like dildos will be a component of a store.
I mean, what are we? The hell are we talking about?
Us.
I got a shop in my neighborhood that just sells cooking herbs. It's insanity.
But why is it? Why is it that coffee houses exist and not tea houses? Is it because tea are available?
Coffee is culture.
I think that it's marketing. I think that they realized somewhere about 20 years ago, these sons of bitch. And by the way, shout out to tea, keeping it real, charging what should be charged for a cup of tea. You put the bag in, no matter what it is, it's a couple of bucks. Tea didn't lose their mind.
Coffee?
Tea hasn't gone off the deep end. They tasted a little bit of fame and money, and then all of a sudden their heads exploded. And
Coffee?
they were this tea. Tea's not an egomaniac. Coffee, people were like,
neither is coffee.
You
How dare you?
You should be
Neither
able
is coffee.
to. In New York
Neither is
City,
coffee.
In New York City.
No. You're talking. You're sitting here. Bring it up.
Let me finish. I wasn't ready. Let me go.
Put a pin in that.
Put a
Tea's
pin
not
in
an
it.
egomaniac.
Put a pin in it.
Put a pin in that.
New
I can't
York
believe you
was
said it.
known. You walk into a bodega, you get a cup of coffee, 65 cents. It gave you the shot and the chops you needed, and you went about your day. Coffee was associated with coins. Someone realized you can just say this is fancy coffee, you get $6 for it, pump it full of sugar, and there was a revolution.
Well, then don't go to those places.
No, but I'm saying, like, who does coffee think coffee is?
Yo, I'll tell you who coffee is. Coffee
It's
is
beans, babe.
No,
There's
coffee.
tons of it everywhere.
It's my turn. It's my turn. Coffee is the drink of the working man. You're sitting here saying, who does coffee think it is? You're bringing up aristocrats. You're bringing up monks. You're bringing up sages with tea. Coffee. Let me tell you who you hear when you think of coffee.
Yeah.
Dirty Harry, Clint Eastwood, Cop on the Job.
What do you think
Fireman.
they were drinking when they built the Great Wall of China?
Hold on.
14,000 miles long, took thousands of years. I guarantee you all those mofos were sipping on that tea.
All right. That's fine. But my point is, coffee is a cornerstone drink of America. Comedians in cars
I'm
drinking
going
coffee.
worldwide, babe. I'm going
Denny's,
worldwide.
you get coffee. What's the other place? Not Denny's. The other diner
Waffle
place.
House, IHOP?
Waffle House.
Oh, yeah,
coffee.
that's great.
IHOP. Coffee. What's the other one, pimp? What the other diner?
I don't need to sit here and listen to
The other chain.
name chains.
Let's. It's a cornerstone of life that tea is not. Let's talk about coffee and entertainment. Oh, Frasier, where'd they hang out every day? The coffee shop. Oh, Seinfeld, the greatest sitcom of all time. Where'd they hang out? The coffee shop. Oh, Friends, where did they hang out? The coffee shop. Never saw tea as a cornerstone of any sitcom
Every one of those
ever.
coffee shops has tea available.
They never drank it though because coffee is a lifestyle drink. Tea is not. It's just
I don't
the way
agree
it
with
is.
that at all. That was on the edge.
Okay.
Tea has been one of the most popular commodities in the world over centuries. Profits from its growth and sales funded wars and fueled colonization, and its cultivation brought about massive changes in land use, labor systems, market practices.
Don't forget slavery.
And social hierarchies.
Don't forget slavery.
Coffee too. The effects of which are even with us even today.
Okay.
How tea shaped the modern world. Can you click on that right there? How did tea influence the modern world? No, that's small print. I'm not going to do that.
Oh, yeah. That sounds like an interesting book. Yeah, it sounds riveting, doesn't it?
Book on Wikipedia, tea culture.
I got to tell you, learning a second language was the hardest thing I ever did in my academic career.
Say something to me in another language right now.
Me gusta jugar al voleibol. That's all I remember from Spanish.
What is that?
I like to play volleyball.
Oh, you said volleyball. I know what you said. Well, listen to me. Now you got Babbel,
Yes.
which is the #1 selling learning language app.
Love it.
I love it. I use it on the go. They have 15-minute lessons that they specify. It's fun too. It's not boring. They make it like a fun way to learn.
Yeah.
They're practical, real-world conversations in mind. And that's the one thing I don't get from. I used to carry in school, but also I live with my grandparents. I used to carry a little Spanish to English dictionary,
Really?
which is fine for looking up words and brushing up on vocabulary, but it doesn't teach you, and it doesn't teach your mind how to conversationally speak. Right. And I always thought there was a big leap from learning the vocab to being conversational, and I think this bridges that gap.
I love that about Babbel.
Yeah.
I really love that about Babbel. Hence, me only remembering the volleyball thing from Spanish.
Plus, Babbel's speech recognition technology helps to improve your pronunciation and accent. That's another thing. You don't have that, like, in school you have to listen to everyone read and they're like, uno necesito.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, okay, you got to.
Yeah.
I don't know if uno necesito means anything, but
I don't know. Who knows?
I
got to use Babbel and find out.
Right now, when you purchase a 3-month Babbel subscription, okay, you're going to get an additional 3 months free. So 6 months for the price of 3 at Babbel.com. You got to use our promo code TasteBuds. So Babbel, let me spell it for you. That's BABBEL.com, code TasteBuds for an extra 3 months free. Babbel, language for life.
Let's talk bare bottom, folks.
I'll tell you what. I got 2 bags of stuff that I ordered here, and I have been wearing. I've almost worn everything in like the 2 weeks straight that I've had it.
Yeah.
because it's like that beautiful medium ground between like dressing up and like also just like being able to just go anywhere with it.
I love something that's because I'm a single man.
Oh, you need a versatile piece of garment.
You need exactly because you don't want to show up on a date going, "I'm trying too hard," or "Hey, lady, I don't care."
Right. Neither of
You
those.
want to show up where she goes, "He's just right." We're talking the third bowl of porridge, babe.
Yeah, you want to
Okay.
go from the gym where you're bench pressing all sorts of pounds.
That's right.
And you want to be able to skirt right over there to lunch at a nice outdoor cafe where you sip your coffee.
This is what I'm saying. And I love bare bottom slacks. I said it before. I'll say it again. Internet's best deal is coming from these guys.
Joe's got those bare bottom slacks, boots with the furs.
They got the best deal on high quality and versatile menswear. Plus, they got 10,000 5-star reviews, which doesn't hurt. And I like that they're giving back, too. That's part of what the company does. Bare Bottom has donated over 100,000 pairs of shorts to children in need, and they're going to start this summer with donating a school lunch for each item.
Can I ask, why doesn't every clothing company do that? Can we all do that?
We should all.
I mean,
doing
why
that.
do they have to be? I mean, Bare Bottom is the only people doing this.
Yeah. So support Bare Bottom. Right now, our listeners get free shipping off their first order. Right now, our listeners get free shipping off their first order of these super comfortable threads.
Where they got to go, Joe? Where they got to go?
BareBottomClothing.com. Use that promo code TasteBuds. That's BareBottomClothing.com. Spelled B-E-A-R, like the animal bottom. Clothing.com, and use the promo code TasteBuds. Get yourself some free shipping.
Tea culture is defined by the way tea is made and consumed, by the way that people interact with it, and the aesthetics around. Oh, what about that? Tea has a whole breadth of products based around tea cups and saucers and tea kettles. And
So we're coffee cups and coffee. What the hell are you talking about?
But I'm saying it's like a cultural thing. It is.
So is coffee.
There's
coffee.
There's an aesthetic around tea, my friend.
Here's something nobody
All right?
ever said
Nobody
after
ever-
a dinner party. Should I put some tea on?
What do you mean?
No, after every dinner party. You want me to throw a pot? Should I put coffee on?
That's
Should I put coffee on?
because
you guys want coffee?
That's because people need it to not fall asleep at the dinner table if they get the itis.
You want coffee? Why? Tea's got more caffeine.
I have tea, babe.
He's
I
got
have
more
tea.
caffeine.
I have tea.
Oh, look who it is. The Johnsons stopped by. We weren't expecting that. Get out the coffee cake. Not the tea cake, the coffee cake.
You don't think people say I'll throw on a pot of tea?
Sal, never once
There it is.
in history.
There it is.
Never once in history.
We want you guys to email us at info@tastebudspod.com to tell us what you want on your merch. And I'm telling you, if we don't see over and over and over Joe DeRosa saying statements like, never once have I heard, never once in history, you know what you never hear. You speak like that, and every time you do yourself a disservice, buddy. People put on tea all the time.
When have you seen 10 people at a dinner table and somebody throws on a teapot?
Antioxidants. Let's talk them. Let's talk them right now. Coffee has its advantages, but tea wins in the war of antioxidants. While green tea is most commonly associated with antioxidants, white tea actually contains more.
Coffee and donuts. Every point you make about tea is nerd shit.
What do you mean? Tea
It's
cake?
like, the monks up in the mountains, they put their sheets on and then they drink tea and they talk about antioxidants and healing. Who gives a shit? Talk to me about, let's go get some donuts and coffee.
Tea is distinguished.
And talk
tea is
about
sophisticated.
life.
You lean on coffee, and Americans are just running around. They run on Dunkin'. They're shoving shit into their mouths. They're overweight. They need to be picked up. They need to be let back down. $6 for a cup. I need my cup of coffee. They smell like
I'm gonna
coffee
shut-
breath.
I'm gonna-
Tea is.
I'm going to
beautiful.
shut your.
Tea is like.
I'm gonna
ding,
shut-
It's time to have a little bit of tea.
I'm gonna
I lift it
shut-
like this. I leave a pinky up. You drink coffee like that? Fucking pinky up. With
No,
the tea.
because I'm not
Real
an
sip, I put it
aristocrat.
down like I'm a gentleman.
No,
I'm a
that's not gentleman.
Gentlemen drink tea.
You look like a-
gentleman drink
you
tea.
look
You know who
like
drinks
a-
coffee? Bastard.
You.
I've been watching a lot of Game of Thrones.
Listen
Tea
to
is
me.
gentler on the
Wait,
stomach.
no,
Tea is
wait.
gentler on the stomach.
I have a
Acidity of
counterpoint.
Coffee can cause you to overproduce your own digestive acids and create problems such as upset stomach to ulcers.
Yeah. Because
Tea doesn't leave you crashing.
Yeah.
I can keep going. We can keep
Yeah,
going.
no.
The more he
oh
types
well,
tea,
maybe
and-
the ulcers come from the job the man is on when he's drinking the coffee, like solving a murder after another murder after another
all right,
murder.
Kojak. Yeah, that's right.
Maybe that's
what's
what the
happening.
ulcers come
Okay,
from.
you're making fun of me because I got people in the Himalayas sipping on
I'm gonna
While they
I'm gonna
build
shut
the
down.
biggest ruins.
I'm gonna shut down your whole thing right now. Ready?
Yeah.
Ready?
Yeah.
Ready?
Yeah.
Ready?
Yeah.
Ready?
I mean, how many times do you want me to say yeah?
One more.
Yes.
Tea, England. Coffee, Italy. Case closed.
Nah.
Case closed.
If you're talking food, I would have gave it to you, but that's a reach.
No, it's not.
That's a reach.
No, it's not.
You have. Let me tell you something
Italy,
right now. I'm afraid-
espresso, baby. Let's go get some cheese and some super sat and have an espresso versus. Oh, good day, mate. You got some biscuits we can eat at 3 p.m. with our coffee?
with our tea, you idiot.
Or tea, sorry. Yeah.
You know what I picture tea? A construction site worker with a mustache the size of a walrus who's 2 steps away from having a heart attack.
You said with tea.
Right on site.
You said with tea.
With coffee.
Yeah.
I said it too?
Yeah.
I said it too?
Yes.
All right. That's what I picture, a guy in like a Hanes t-shirt, but he's wearing it as an outer shirt, but it's really an
Keep
undershirt.
picking on the working man. I don't understand what your problem with the working man is.
I just picture a guy who's heaving as he walks.
Because it's
Because you keep saying manly man, the coffee's for the manly man. Why?
It's for the hard-nosed female reporter, okay? Lois Lane is drinking coffee. I guarantee it. I guarantee Lois Lane is drinking coffee. By the way, you know what else is great about coffee? You dump a little Jack D in it. You dump a little Jim Beam in it. You dump a little Makers in it. An Irish coffee. Nobody's adding liquor to tea unless it's like a White Claw. It's a hard tea.
You're insane. A nice little toddy. Sometimes I put tea in a toddy.
No.
Nah, you're nuts.
Come on. Pimp, how we doing on time here?
He always wants to go to the phones, folks.
No, I don't want to go to the phones. I just said, how are we doing on time? But we're about ready to go to the phones. I hate to break it to you. We gave valid arguments here. How many? 11,861 votes. Pretty good turnout today. You read some of the comments.
See, people are going ice right away. That's another thing. Before I even look at this, tea will settle your stomach.
I understand.
Coffee will make you explode.
I understand.
You understand what I'm saying, babe? Coffee's going to help you evacuate, but is that a good thing?
Look, the pain in your stomach comes from the upset stomach that comes from these drinks.
Tea doesn't make me almost shit my pants every time I drink it.
Okay, well, sir, Micah, if you almost shit your pants every time you drink coffee, there's another thing going on with you.
After 21 years, I had tea for the first time and immediately wanted to die, but coffee saved me.
If you say tea, go back to England and remember who won the war. Cool. Mark that. That might be the winner. That might be a winner today.
Wait, go a little slow, Pim. All right.
Coffee makes the shit smoother and easier.
I mean, all you're doing is getting shit-related comments.
Look, I love tea, but ain't nothing ever going to beat the glorious drink that is coffee. They call it teabagging for a reason, and the shape of the teabag is, well, you know.
Tea, okay, people enjoy tea. They rely on coffee like a drug. I couldn't agree more. You sip a tea. You enjoy a tea. Coffee is a drug. You never hear tea as a drug. That's what I'm saying. You don't people say, I'm addicted to tea. Why is that? Why is that if tea has more caffeine than coffee?
Because it would be the lamest thing ever to be addicted to. It's the lamest addiction on earth.
I hate
my addiction's out of control. My addiction's out of control. I'm jonesing. Quick, boil some water and bring me a variety of tea bags in a little chest. A saucer. Don't forget a saucer.
I need my UK audience coming through on this. I need all my people out in Europe, all my people out there. You got to come through on this.
I hate both, but tea doesn't smell like death. That's funny. Coffee's for professionals. Tea is for hippies. Whoever is arguing tea better hope your UK audience comes through on this poll.
Tea is an old lady drink. Only bad bitches drink coffee. Nah.
If you choose tea, how do you poop?
Any type of coffee makes me shit myself so hard to the point where I don't know if I'm going to make it out alive. Tea tastes like a dog's asshole. Okay, geez, guys.
Some of these people have other things happening.
Okay, the pumpkin spice latte is America
decided this in 1776.
Tea is a good anytime drink. Coffee is typically only good in the morning or with desserts.
That's a fair point. Only grandmas drink tea.
Shout
Shout
out
out grandmas. If you need coffee, your life is being held together via silly string and a low credit score. There's nothing wrong with that, but it doesn't make it better than tea just because you like chaos.
That's
All right,
good.
That's our winner, I'd say.
That's good.
Let's
All
give
right,
it to Morgan. Follow Morgan at,
Morgan doesn't care.
but it's spelled
Morgn.
yeah, MORGNDOES
NTCARE.
NTCARE.
That was a good one.
All right,
I gotta
Here we
tell
go.
you. I gotta tell you, I'm nervous because
you should be.
because we're here in America, and America runs on coffee.
You're gonna get creamed.
I know, and because all the young kids are addicted to coffee, no one drinks tea. I swear to God, if there was a social media app for a little bit of an older subset of distinguished people, I would be demolishing
You wouldn't.
I would be demolishing you.
Old men drink
okay,
tea,
Mr.
coffee.
Sour Patch
That's
Kid.
all old men drink is coffee. It's all women drink is coffee.
No, it's all kids drink nowadays, unfortunately.
God. Well,
Kids, pass on grass, stay in school. This is bad. This is bad. I think we might be tied up now in record. I think it's 17-17-1.
yeah, because the cream will always rise.
Cut that out. Cut that out because I don't know what order we're doing it in, and I don't want to give.
Oh,
anything
okay, sorry.
All right. This is. You know, I was leaning on a global vote, and it didn't come through. It didn't come through. I mean, with Starbucks and Dunkin' and Tim Hortons, well, what am I? I can't compete with that. I can't compete with it.
I kept trying to tell you that.
I understand, but
Kept insisting about something about a
but the
monk that
results-
would sit down at 3 p.m. and
I
drink
gotta
tea.
start-
I don't know. The hell you're talking about?
I gotta start understanding though that these results skew purely American.
No, that's not true.
How so?
Even with the countries that drink tea, you're not competing with the countries that are doing.
If I
As
take
Pimp pointed out to me,
a UK Twitter poll, tea's beating coffee.
if you just pull, if
Asia?
you just polled
Asia.
but
Asia.
but you're looking at this as if you just polled Asia or England.
No,
UK.
but I'm saying like the lion's share of people that follow me are from the States. But if we really put it out to a real global vote, I really think tea is the powerhouse there.
I mean-
but this was a decisive victory, so I
no,
have
it's
nothing
not a
to say.
powerhouse.
I have
As
nothing
Pim
to
pointed
say.
out, to me before we even sat down, in which I
Damn
didn't
it.
use this information because I thought it'd be cheating. Coffee influences trade routes to this day.
So is tea.
It's not
One of
the
the first
same.
things we read.
We did? I don't remember that. That's interesting. I don't know why you lost then, but you did, and I won. I'm the winner. I still love you, buddy.
I love you too. You've been gloating a lot lately.
Yeah.
Just take it easy when
Well,
you win. Just
what
do it
goes
with a little-
around comes
Do
around.
it with a little class. You
Yeah,
know?
like
I'm
you did.
classy in victory and
Oh,
defeat.
really? Oh, yeah?
Yes, I am.
All right, well, we'll review
Yes,
some old tapes
I
about
did this too.
that.
I said I have nothing to say. It's a decisive victory.
All right. I still love you.
All right, let me tell you.
Taste buds, they coming to the mic, talking about the food they hate, talking about the food they like. Two fools gonna fight, but only one food can be right. Taste buds, man, yeah, they coming to the mic. I'm talking taste buds.